Happenstance, a story by Dalrymple. Is she out there? Melandra raced into the shared office space and paced by the window nervously looking out. Is who out there? Asked Simone. Girl, you're crazy, she quickly added after looking out of the same window to see only traffic. Look, this weird older woman sees me nearly every day. I think she follows me. She was asking me why I don't drink coffee anymore. Simo, she would only assume I don't drink coffee because I stopped going to the Chuck Stop coffee shop. Simone walked toward her friend and placing her hand on her shoulder, comforted her. Maybe she's just lonely. Old people often get lonely and look for an excuse to talk. She ain't old. Older, yes, but not old. She reminds me of someone. I just can't think who. A cold shudder ran down Melandra's back. Now I think about it, she kind of reminds me of my mum. It's coming up to our birthdays. We were days apart, Mum and I. Mum always called me her best birthday gift. Melandra took in air and stared into the distance. Man, it's been nearly 10 years. Sis, that's why old girlie got you jumpy and all in your feelings. You miss your mum. That's cool. Totally understandable. Simone spoke with a tone as if to bring the subject to a close. Yeah, you're probably right, Melandra agreed, finally pulling herself away from the window and back to her desk. Melandra was relaxed after almost a month of not seeing the woman, yet everyone at work was referring to her as her stalker after Simone's tell-all account. Upon this particular morning, the car was a non-starter, and she cursed having to take the bus. She waited for the bus to arrive but felt uneasy. A sense of being watched came over her as all on board travelled in silence. As she disembarked, she tripped off the bus deck from misplacing her footing. Two outstretched arms appeared to catch her. Melandra looked up from her stumble to recognize the stalker woman as her saviour from perhaps a worse accident. Whoopsie, the woman sang out. Pity you don't drink coffee. The Chuck Stop coffee shop is only around the corner. That should wake you up. Melandra knitted her brow. Look, she said assertively. Are you following me? I can't help feeling this is not a coincidence. The woman gave out a laugh. I don't really believe in coincidence. Well, the truth is my husband Charles never did. Told me that the day we met. Melandra felt herself begin to relax again, as if she wanted to hear more of what the woman had to say. Let me ask you something, Millie. Are you okay? What? What did you just call me? How did you know? Look, only my mum called me that. The woman smiled reassuringly. I'm sorry. I thought I heard your friend say it once or twice. I've seen you many times. I apologize. Forgive me. Melandra felt slightly ashamed of her tone. Well, thank you for breaking my fall. I'm okay now. With that, they walked and talked, and Melandra spied the pendant the woman was wearing. That's lovely. Is it antique? Asked Melandra. Oh, this! It belonged to my mother. I found it among her things a few years after she died. I rarely take it off. My Charles thought it beautiful too. He loved it. Told me that the first day we met. It's beautiful, Melandra said in awe of the delicately crafted piece swinging gracefully from the woman's neck. Well, I must be going, announced the woman. I'm sure I'll see you again, maybe in the future. After this time is another time, you know. They said their goodbyes and parted ways. Melandra walked into work and realized she did not even ask the woman's name. Although Simone begged Melandra to come out that weekend, she opted to stay home. Feeling the nostalgia of birthdays past, she played records in memory of her mum and wore her perfume. With the sound and smells of her mother filling the air, she needed sight to make the memories complete. She rifled through the old suitcase that held a few keepsakes of her mother's clothes and photographs. Among vintage twin sets and frilly bell-sleeved blouses was a small wooden box. Melandra fished it out and opened it. There was a note to her mother among some stamps and a couple of odd side earrings. Beneath this was a gold chain. Melandra gently took it between her thumb and fingertip and pulled. Melandra was frozen with mixed emotions. Pendulously dangling was the beautiful pendant she had admired on the woman. The very one. "What?" she said. "How?" Melandra was full of questions. Quickly, she threw on the chain, grabbed a hoodie, and slipped on her sports shoes. She ran out into the street, looking up and down, trying to see if she could see the woman as in past days. With no sign, and furthest away from her flat, she was both hot and sweaty, with a thirst coming on. She turned on her heels and walked to the coffee shop. Head low, hands jammed in the hoodie pockets, her feet felt heavy. Nothing at this point made sense. How did she have the very pendant, and why could she not remember her mother ever wearing it? Was it always in that box? The coffee shop bell rang as she entered, and standing at the counter was a truly beautiful, deeply melanated man. "Hey, miss, I thought you forgot all about us. Where you been?" Melandra was truly confused. "Sorry, do you know me? Are you new here?" she asked as she approached the counter. "Oh, wow. I guess I never made a great impression, or maybe I just never made a great coffee." He gave a hearty laugh, never taking his eyes from Melandra. "Well, I hope you do today. I'm hot, I'm thirsty. I should be at home. I'm only really out by chance," she said, stroking the pendant. "Lucky for you, we're trying out some of our crushed ice fruit teas," the man told her. "Would you like one?" He hurried off and came back with 3 cups. "Lemon, peach, or mixed fruit, miss," he announced. "Thank you, and you may call me Melandra." She sipped, swallowed, and then spoke. "These are great." She paused. "Sorry, your name, please." "Oh, I'm Chuck," he said, slowly shaking her hand. "Wow, that's beautiful," he gasped as he caught sight of the pendant. "May I see?" He looked closer and opened it. "Now that's a saying." He began to read out loud. "After this time is another." Melandra realized she had not even opened it, and she faked knowing there was an inscription. Was it coincidence that it was just what the mystery woman had said? "Oh, yes, this is my mother's pendant." Well, it was. "Please, may I sit?" She felt her legs begin to shake and give way. "Well, Melandra, I'm glad you came in today. It's been a minute." Looking up from her tea, she spoke. "Well, I'm here by chance, Chuck." "Well, it's Charles, really," he corrected. "Did you say Charles?" Melandra asked, staring over her cup. "Yes, I did," he said. "And anyway, I don't believe in chance or coincidence or any of that other stuff." He spoke, looking directly at her as he joined her at her table. "You see, there was an older dude who used to come in here most days. He was in here a lot, stayed for hours. He used to tell me that. 'Everything happens for a reason,' he would say. I haven't seen him in about a month." He was right. Everything does happen for a reason. Thanks to him, I just stopped believing in coincidence. And neither should you, Melandra. He beamed at her as he spoke. Once again gripping the pendant, she held his gaze, returning the smile. "Well, Charles, if I ever did, and I'm not even sure if I did, I can assure you, after talking to you, I certainly don't anymore." Happenstance, a story by Dalrymple. I will always say yes. You never have to wonder. You have been listening to a spoken word production for SoFF Creations.